Hello and welcome back again. Xzav here. This is my fourth video on my base and territory refresh. I should finish it up on this one. So four videos for doing it. It takes about 2 hours, but of course when I'm not talking, explaining things out, it takes me about an hour and a half once a week. Um, which is a lot better than it used to be in my other base, which was a lot larger. Part of the reason I made this much smaller base. Of course, I do have to take care of these things once a week. It's just the way Arc is. Yeah, good on that. Okay, so getting back to where I was, um, the last thing I did was fertilizer and golem. So gas. I do have just to show you through real quick. The bottom of the glass for gas is the two vaults over here by the industrial forge. Then I have up from that, I have this, which I have full. I also have a process of making gas, which I'll show you guys. Even though I have plenty of gas, I'm overflowing on gas, but I'll show you guys the process. I come over here, I open the whales up. I have 6 whales. So I take the 20 out of each. They normally have 20. I've already figured out the ratio because I've done this plenty enough times. I take the 120 out of there. 120 needs 20 wood. I put the oil and the wood. I put the 20 first so it burns that stack before that stack just in case it spoils. I light the fire, boom, it'll make some more gas. Next to this, I do have this box also full. This is the top of the glass, I would say. When this is full, well, I have plenty enough gas. I normally don't make it. I just did that just to show you guys how I do it. Of course, I can always go out and get oil and use the oil with the hide if I want to. But my oil's full. No sense in me doing that when I have the whales. So I haven't got oil in a while now. Over here, I do have extra gas, which when that gas finishes cooking, I'll put it in here. I'll retop off the wood and the hide over there, and good to go. But I'll come over here. I'll grab plenty enough gas, and what I do is I just kind of being OCD that I am. I know this is full. Yes, it's full. I know this has one. No one came by and just turned it on me. Okay. Like I said, I do have devices that keep one gas in each. I really don't mind if I lose one. If someone is kind of a jerk and comes in and turns on my stuff, that's okay. Come up here, check all my devices. Have one. They're ready to go. Whenever I want to make something, I didn't use any of this. That's fine. That has one. This has one. Whoops, that doesn't need any. This has one. Okay. Across here. This is probably a little low because I use it when I hunt. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, I haven't hunted it in a little while. That's why those refrigerators are a little low. Whoops, I must have forgot to put one in here last time I went hunting. Or I know what it was. I went caving. I did a cave run and I used that first one. And now I really don't need to open it up because even though it's kind of odd how this I can't show it. The one that's right there, I really don't trust that because just like the vegetable plots, it may not actually have one in it. But because it has the E turn on, oh yeah, I know it. It has one. It has one. Yep. These up here, I rarely use them, but I still check it. I'm just kind of going through this just to show you guys everything I fill. I'm very certain that my generator, my triple backup underneath, is full. This one I know is full. I know my Trapeo is full. Yeah, he's got one. Okay. Normally on all of those, the only ones I have to add is maybe the grills if I forgot to put one in last time I used them, like I did on this one. And this one, sometimes I have a little bit used out of that one. Normally, the only place I really use gas is, I mentioned earlier, the generator down in my vault is my triple backup or my secondary backup, however you want to do it. Just if you're wondering on these electrical cables, yes, I chose not to put them underneath the floor, just in case something happens to one, it gets damaged, needs repair. I can see it here. I actually prefer to have it like this. Um, and the way I made this, just to start out to kind of explain, I think it was actually the one in by the generator, so I'll show you there. I came out here and I used strafe like this to make sure I was lined up. And then I came in here while staying in K mode and I placed this very first intersection here. Before I placed the generator, I placed the intersection so it was right at the corner of where the floors met. Once that was placed, then I put the generator down so it was attached to it, and then fed all the rest out into my base. So my whole entire base runs off this one generator. And so I top that off once a week. Here's my backup one. This one is auto activation and it's full. And I do, even though I have all that gas out there, I do have this super backup set, emergency backup. If I ever end up where I need to start using this, I really need to go out and start harvesting gas. But I think I have like years and years worth of gas. Now, in this little generator room, I do have also my element vault. Like I said, I go through about 100, actually 85 per week. So I am trying to harvest that. Trying to fill it up a little more than this. But I'll come in here, I'll take 2 stacks of this. That'll be for my next Elm right there. Um, just to let you know, here's my boss army, my red and my blue, the 6 Rexes with the Ute. Here's the stats. 102,000 health. Stamina only 420. That's fine. I don't really care about the stamina. And then the damage is 2495, almost 2500 on each one. Level 416. So, yeah. And I have 3 males and 3 females. So, you know, pretty good little armies. Um, in my vault was my breeder cryopods by the backup generator in there. That was actually a backup set. When I complete making breeders, I actually have one set here of the types. And just in case something happens, say a tribe member takes one and ends up killing it or something like that, I do have a secondary backup because making these breeders is such a project. I definitely wouldn't want to lose one. And then this is just a little project where I'm actually working on just making little notes what the breeders actually have. This is just one of those little projects that I'm working on for myself. Oh, and I do have some dust and some shards just in case I need them. So anyways, so gas I'm pretty much done with. But before putting the gas back, I'm actually going to put some of it back, but I'm going to keep 2 stacks, and you'll see why in just a minute. I'm going to keep 2 stacks of that, and then I'm going to open this generator up. Elm is just to top this one off. This is 1 week. It used 11. Now, most of them only use 10, not 11. The reason this one used 11 is I did have to extend the range just a little more so it would reach out to here. Now, if I want to use the cloning chamber, you can see it's unpowered. I actually have to extend that a little bit more. And then I use the cloning chamber, and I only keep it extended temporarily while I'm using the cloning chamber. These are the only 2 out of these tech things that actually needs the generator. This works pretty good. It's not perfect, but it works for the space I have. Now I also have, let me show you real quick. I'll take this route instead of my bird. I have my tech armor. I could just fly up here, but I'd rather take my glass elevator. Beautiful idea that I had. I kind of like the way it turned out. Of course, my poop is all bouncing around into my tribe room. And I don't want to forget my generator up here. Almost 10. Actually, only used 9. It uses either 9 or 10 per week. You know, with that's with the range set on minimum. Uses 9 or 10 a week on each of the, I think, 9 generators I actually have running. So that finishes Elm. Now, the very last thing on my list, pig reclaim. Like I mentioned briefly in the other video, that is very critical because if I forget to do this, then these gotchas will not starve during the week. They'll just keep eating out of the trough. And on gotchas, if they pick something up, like if say they pick up some poop of mine, or I feed them by putting the hide into them, you can see it drops the crystals. But when gotchas are eating out of the trough, they do not drop crystals. So I got to make sure I do this. Okay, so I got the eggs. I got the berries. Red and blue and yellow. My spoil I already filled up. And I also want to keep a little bit of meat on me. I'll keep 1 row. So plenty enough there. I'll take that. I'll eat 2. And I keep the 1 row of that. So I got all this on me. And that completes. One thing I do when I'm done with this, I also kind of look at this and think back just to make sure I did not forget anything. Bronto, Theris, berries, yes. Alien, whales, giga, yes. Owls, meat, spoiled, yes. Fish, miscellaneous, snails, yes. Cook, gotchas. 15 minutes. Bees, veggies, did it. Reclaim, did it. I remembered the owls. Pig, fed them. Fertilizer, golem, gas, elm, pig, reclaim. Yes, I did it. Okay, done. Very good. So, I'll normally land my RG, like right here is good enough. And I'll come in here. And my quick notes on this. Okay, so I got gear, fur, papeo, meat, which I have, fur, gas, which I have, elm, which I have, rex, and giga just in case. Okay, and then I also have base area, 5 caves, and I'll put a reminder, gens, mountain area, and Carno, and snow, gen, and fert, get the fertilizer for, blue ob, which for some of you guys, this will be some people that maybe play on this server that already know me and everything. They'll know what my bases and all are about. But for anyone watching this video, you know, it's the first time you'll actually see what I have outside of my base. So that'd be cool. And like I said, I used to have a bunch of outposts at all these places. But once I came out with being able to use the teleporters, I have no more need for outposts because I can just grab whatever I need. I can go from my base to that area. So I just don't need the outposts. uh, so going looking at the list, I need my gear. I don't want to forget to grab my gear back. So I have my normal gear on me. I have my backup RG, all that. Okay, good. And I come in here like I was showing you before. I come in here, I grab the fur. Okay, cool. And then I grab the trapeo. And I got meat already. Fertilizer. I come back over here and I get, oops, I don't need all the fertilizer. I just grab 40. 40 would be plenty enough. Okay. Looking at my list: gear, fur, trapeo, meat, fertilizer, gas, Elm, Rex, and Giga. Meat, fur, gas, Elm. Yep. So the last two. Let me turn the lights up a little bit. Okay. The last two on the list is the Rex and the Giga. Oh, and I forgot to turn my timer on for this video, but I'm going to do my base refresh anyways, my territory refresh. I'm sure I'll have enough time. I'll complete it. Hopefully this video don't go over too much. The Giga, I get the killer Giga. I carry this one right here just in case I teleport somewhere and there's a Titan. I have him. And the Rex, I'll show you why I keep him. Also, still have my backup RG on me. Okay, so I have all the stuff I need: gear, fur, trapeo, meat, fertilizer, gas, Elm, Rex, and Giga. Okay, now, I know I'm going around my base all the time, but just because it's so important to me. Oops, and what I want to do is take these off of him and put a stack of meat, gas, and meat. Anyways, because it's so important to me, I do a full circle around my base once a week. Let me zoom out on this K mode. Okay, back like that. I'll start off here, and I'll just fly around, take a look, see what's going on. And I just do the whole perimeter. Now, I have the jetpack on the trapeo, but doing my base refresh, I use the jetpack to go from one area to another real quick. But on the base refresh, I really want to make sure, because like here, there are some pillars you can see kind of over my head. There's one right there in the berry forest. I'm refreshing my pillars as well, making sure I get all this refreshed, which I know it is, but still. Now, take note that it refreshes my little path here all the way around to about where there's like a little corner where it turns this way towards the bridge. This way, I'm refreshing these. Now, I say pillar. I actually discovered a little better technique. Rather than having a pillar with a ladder, you can actually put two triangle foundations, and that way it's two instead of just one, so it won't spoil real quick. It won't disappear after a day. And I think it ends up looking a little bit neater. It doesn't block me when I'm walking over it. I just like it. I wish other people would start doing that instead of the old traditional pillar and ladder. I haven't refreshed all of them to be that way, but at least on these paths I have. I really like the way that is, and like I said, I'll just go around my whole entire base just to make sure, and also take note that this one loads them in about halfway down to the water. Okay, I'll show you why on that later. Now, once I get to where the corner over my head has loaded in, okay, so that's fine. I know I've done my whole entire base. It is refreshed and I'm happy. So now, hit control. I'll come up here. I got some pillars here. They are along this, just to open this up, all the way across to where the Spino spawns in. There he is. I'll go to about this one, which is where there's a little fish pond right there. And I think, let me see. I think it would be this. Yeah, there we go. Whoopsie, turn that off. I come back here. I normally pause right here. I let the rest of my base fill in. I wait for that to load because, again, I do have pillars along here. Now, the reason that I have this pillared is because, like I mentioned in an earlier video, I can take a raft outside of that door over my head, and the raft can actually go and sail all the way out to the ocean. Well, if someone built here, there goes my going out to the ocean. So I have these. I am waiting for this one player on the server to demolish these or wait for the spoil time. Yeah, no, of course he always refreshes his places too. So now that I'm outside my base area, I know this will. I do have some pillars by these rocks and by those rocks, just because it's a good spawn. Yeah. Now, one thing to explain real quick, yeah. When I used to live like over this cliff, I actually had this walk path went right through the woods out to my base by where that cliff is, way over on the other side of this island. At one point, I actually had this whole entire island pillared. It used to belong to me when I lived over there. Um, but when I abandoned that and got this new main base, the only thing I do still have over here, other than those pillars there by the rocks, is this bridge. Wow, it is raining hard. Now, the bridge, this is pretty cool. I know there's a lot of videos out there as far as how to build things. There's one I found. It's a tip on how to build, and you can build things and then get rid of the foundation, and it still kind of hovers. It's like a technique where you put pillars and ceilings, and then you put a second row of ceilings underneath, and then you demolish the pillars between the top ceiling and the second ceiling, and then you go down to the very bottom and demolish the bottom pillars, and the very top ceiling remains. Um, Basically, using that technique, I built this bridge. It took me about 3 shots before I actually succeeded, because if you do anything wrong building it, the whole thing smashes. But it's pretty cool that I actually have it open. There's no pillars under the whole bridge, other than the very two ends. It's low enough in the water I can actually drink. It's also low enough where a raft can sail over it, and you can see underneath it was clear to where I can bring water dinos under it. So it's an awesome bridge. I've been maintaining that bridge for about 4 years now, 3-4 years. So having that done, a little bit of lag because I should be using my afterburners. Come on. There we go. I'm going to finish with this. I do have that little path walkway, goes up there, but I also have this pillared enough so that I can actually get out to the ocean. I know no one's going to build and block it in to about here. I don't know, there's some pillars. They're like out here in the ocean. Somewhere I can see one right there. I come back here. Now, on this path, I have this pillared, the pathway, and I have pillars in this part of the berry forest and around here so I can get outside of the ocean and my bridge. But I do not have pillars in this part of the berry forest. Really, this part is plenty enough berries for me to continuously gather berries as much as I want. So now, once I hit this point, my base starts refreshing. I've already done my base, so I go to about here. Remember, I made note that it loaded up the pillars about halfway to the water. So I stop here. The base unloaded. The pillars load in. I know the path is getting refreshed. Okay, great. My pillaring actually stops with that one there. Another player on the server noticed how I did my pillaring. He liked it. He did his pillaring the same in some places. Actually, it disappeared. Some of his stuff is disappearing lately. I don't know what's up with Trip. He might be leaving. I don't know. I may have to go out here and pillar this because I definitely don't want someone building here. I'll have to look into that. But anyways, this little area is mine. Where I have, from a long time ago, I have a public grill here at the Redwood where there's plenty of prime meat and all that. Just so people can cook prime as they get it. I also have my treehouse. Neither of these two I actually built. This public grill was built by a tribe member, someone that it was a tribe that actually merged with my tribe. And then the treehouse was built by another tribe member, which was the one that I was building this base for, my main base. Remember I said I was building it for a tribe member. The sign is basically just a pointer, says public grill, because someone might not notice it up there. I kind of worry about Theriz jumping down on, or Thylaco jumping down on me, so I don't get too close. But I know when I see that one loaded in, well, I know mine loaded in. Okay, so loaded in. Now, I do like getting fish right here. This pond right here, this little river, gets tons of fish. Oh, it's a great place to get fish that's close to my base. And then sometimes I like going through to where there's a beaver spawn over on the other side over here. And I just didn't like the way the woods were kind of blocking it right here. So I do have one last one that I like to refresh. It is right in here. Just yeah, right there. Just to get rid of the trees that were kind of blocking it in. And once that's done, that is my base area. Actually, the biggest part of doing the territory refresh, because I actually have to fly around. The rest of it is all by teleporter. I take everything off the Trapeo. Make sure he's fed. All right, what I'll do is Rex. Yeah. And this is why I grabbed the Rex, because when I teleport to these cave teleports, the public teleporters, especially this very first one, the swamp one that's in the redwoods, something is going to attack me. But even if I end up dying, I still have the teleporter. I could still come back here. I would respawn on this bed, grab my Giga, bring my Giga out, kill whatever it is. On refreshing these public teleporters, the only thing I would really fear is if I spawned in and there was a Titan right there. That could damage my teleporter, maybe even destroy it. But, hey, that's Ark. Ark is full of losses, but I really rather prefer to avoid them. So I have my Rex set on neutral. Because I just uncryoed him. He is also listening to my group whistles. So, ready to go. Yep. First one is Cave of the Immune, the Swamp Cave. Something will probably attack me. I'm going to get on my Rex. What's around? No. No. Hey, lucky me. Now, where I put this teleporter, just to show you guys. right. It's right by the path. The cave is right up in there.